Welcome to the Gen X Journey podcast. Dive into all things important to Gen Xers, from advice on aging parents, expert interviews, product reviews, and heartfelt conversations. So put down the joystick, grab your Walkman, dust off your old yearbooks, and welcome to the Gen X Journey.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Gen X Journey podcast. Today we're going to do a deep dive of sorts into one of the most iconic fast food brands. I'm not going to say the name because I'm going to let Keith sell it. But
Yes.
this is a fast food brand that was a big part of our childhoods. Probably hosted a birthday party or two in our lives, and probably is the reason why Gen X is a little overweight these days. But Keith, it's all yours. Take it away, buddy.
So I thought about this idea when I was driving home from the Dallas-Fort Worth area this weekend and happened to stop in one of these. And I thought to myself, the reason I've stopped in one of these is because it's a creature of habit from childhood happiness. Okay. So that's kind of where the whole idea for this episode came up. So anyway, we are going to talk about something that wasn't necessarily created by Gen Xers and didn't start in the Gen X area, but I truly believe Gen X is what defined this franchise. And so we're talking about a restaurant that opened in 1940 when a couple of brothers opened a drive-in restaurant that was actually originally a barbecue restaurant in San Bernardino, California.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And so the name of the restaurant was called McDonald's Barbecue. So brothers Richard and Maurice McDonald opened a drive-in restaurant called McDonald's Barbecue in San Bernardino. And then after about a period of 8 years in 1948, they revamped the business, deciding to simplify the menu to focus on burgers, fries, and drinks. And they pioneered a fast assembly line style kitchen system they called the Speedy Service System, SPEEDEE. Yeah. And this innovation dramatically increased efficiency and consistency. But really, it didn't get to be, and again, I'm just kind of going through the history. We could go into a deep dive later on the origination of this, but it didn't really get to be the prominent company that it was until a gentleman that was a milkshake machine salesman. Wished he was an ice cream repairman nowadays, but anyway.
No kidding.
In 1954, a milkshake machine salesman named Ray Kroc visited the restaurant and was impressed by the operation. And so he sensed a major opportunity here. So he was able to convince the two brothers to create a franchise. And so that's basically where McDonald's began, as it states today. Is he started the first franchise for McDonald's in Des Plaines, Illinois, in 1955, and then later on he bought out the McDonald brothers completely and aggressively expanded the chain, turning McDonald's into the global fast food empire it is today. So I thought it would be important to kind of tee up. We know it's not a Gen X started business, okay, but I think you'll understand that as we get to what we're about to visit with the generations that are Gen X and how McDonald's started to transform itself. And we'll start with Steve talking about this. We'll go into kind of seeing why Gen X is kind of the prominent reason why McDonald's is so successful. So Steve, what do you got?
So in the late 1960s, McDonald's really started to see major growth in the United States and really started to seek expansion internationally as well. So by 1965, McDonald's had over 700 locations. The company went public. So if you were smart enough to buy McDonald's stock back then, that worked out well for you.
Mm-hmm.
Its stock was introduced at $22 per share. Today would have been, imagine if that was offered today at $22. But
girl.
yeah. Ray Kroc, who had joined the company in 1954, was aggressively expanding the brand with the focus on uniformity, efficiency, and franchising. I'm curious, have y'all seen the movie or documentary about McDonald's?
I have not. I'd love to see that.
It's pretty fascinating.
It's got Keaton in it, Michael Keaton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good movie.
I'll have to check that out. I like Michael Keaton.
And so they, in that movie, they really talk about, optimizing the kitchen. And Keith, you talked about the speedy service method and, exactly this many pickles is actually this much ketchup and so forth. And so it was a very, very planned out activity. Um, so the Golden Arches had become a recognized symbol of the fast food. We can see it miles away when we're driving down the highway, and we definitely know when it's time to pull over and grab a sandwich or whatever.
Totally what I did.
So McDonald's started using slogans like "You deserve a break today" in the late 60s and early 70s. And the chain began advertising on television extensively, targeting families and children. The menu developed originally was a core of hamburgers, cheeseburgers, fries, milkshakes, and soft drinks. Then in 1967, the Big Mac was introduced.
Oh,
It was
Mac.
created by a franchisee named Jim Delegati. It went nationwide in 1968 and became one of McDonald's signature items. I'll be honest, it's my least favorite burger at McDonald's.
Agreed.
Not that I do a lot
100%.
of burgers. Something
100%.
about that middle bun is just weird to me.
It's weird. And also that what is it? That like 1,000 Island dressing, whatever that dressing is on it. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Noel, are you a fan of the Big Mac?
Not really. I'm a quarter pounder guy, or
Me
the
too.
like the regular cheeseburger. I could eat cheeseburgers all day.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I love the 2 cheeseburger meal. Bam. Let me go. I'm gone.
Dude. Yes, and it's not on the menu anymore, but you can still order
You
it.
can still order it. So good. Yep. So I'm with you, Steve. Totally agree.
Do you have a favorite menu item?
The 2 cheeseburger meal, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That's mine too. Or I'll audible a 10-piece nugget meal here and there. I don't mind that. Not so much. Yeah.
Steve, what are you?
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I think it's fantastic.
Okay.
But that's the breakfast menu.
Yeah,
That
you
was
didn't.
like
I
10
didn't know we were
a.m.
going to the breakfast, man.
You early bird.
Have y'all had a sausage McGriddle?
That's pretty
Oh
good.
man, that's
They
magic.
have it's weird how they get the syrup inside that
Oh, I know.
pancake. It's like little gels or something that they mix in with it.
It's magic. It's whatever magic it is.
There's something wrong about your Big Mac not
It's magic.
growing mold for 15 years.
No
It's
kidding.
Magic. Yeah.
So
They need McNachos.
they do. Noah would be first in line, man.
I think they had a McChili at one point.
Did they?
Chili?
Yeah, which was like probably leftover Big Mac parts. The drippings from
boy.
the
Like the rest of the chopped McRib.
Yeah.
The worst idea, and they've had a lot of bad ideas, but the worst idea they had was like the McFish sandwich.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Come on, man. Nobody goes to McDonald's for a fish sandwich.
It's so true.
Anyway.
So I digress. As we get into the 1970s expansion and innovation, we're doing our deep dives in the way that we only know how.
That's right.
So in the 70s, global reach really started to launch off for McDonald's, aggressively expanding internationally in Japan, Germany, Australia, and other countries. The menu saw one of their biggest additions in the Egg McMuffin.
Oh boy!
Which really created the breakfast menu for them, which became a major revenue stream.
I'm telling you, I would probably say present day, I would guess that my family does McDonald's breakfast more than anything else.
100% agree.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be honest, I can't tell you the last time I've been to a McDonald's. It's been over a year. And if I go to McDonald's, I usually use the restroom and leave.
Fair enough.
But
you just go in and use the restroom and leave?
Blow it up and leave.
There you go. Honesty's the best policy, man.
That's right.
I left a McMuffin in stall number 2.
I get an Uber Eats to the handicap stall.
There's a lot more shoulder room in the.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really let you
slide underneath the door.
We got this.
I could change clothes in this one. It's like a clothing room. Anyway.
So probably the most iconic decision that McDonald's made in the 1970s was the addition of the first drive-through that was opened in one of their Arizona locations in 1975. So,
where in Arizona? Phoenix.
Doesn't say.
Well, that's crap. It should say it.
So it really, catered towards a faster lifestyle and probably a fatter lifestyle for a lot of Gen Xers, probably the drive-through window is what made things go south for us health-wise.
So here's a little trivia for you. This is something that most Texans are going to say blasphemy on, but who was the first franchise that had a drive-through system?
I'm gonna say like a Dunkin' Donuts.
Taco Bell?
Not quite. No, believe it or not, in 1948 in Baldwin Park, California, In-N-Out Burger
Really?
had the first
Wow.
one.
Yeah.
That's why as soon as I said Texas blasphemy, I thought that was going to be
That is offensive.
Yeah. So originally, the first credit is this guy named Red's Giant Hamburg in Springfield, Missouri, which had a window that they served customers in 1947, but it's credited mostly to the fast food type of chain in In-N-Out Burger. So there you go. Just for fun.
Steve's Sierra Vista, Arizona on January 24th, 1975 was the first drive-through for McDonald's.
Boom.
Sierra Vista.
Mountain View,
Vista.
California.
Yeah.
That's right.
I like it.
Arizona.
That's what I meant.
Actually, it was created to serve soldiers from the nearby Fort Huachaka Army base. They were not allowed to get out of their cars while wearing fatigues.
Oh,
So
wow.
the drive-through allowed them to get food without violating military dress code rules.
Oh, that's
How about
cool.
that? All right, there you go.
Very good. Very good.
That's
We
interesting.
need that. We need that flying star. The more you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
There
man.
you
All right.
And
So
from a marketing standpoint, I'm almost down here. Y'all hold on tight now.
I'm hanging on.
Coming in hot here is the last few bullet points from 1970s. In the 70s, when we really saw Ronald McDonald become a prominent brand mascot, appealing to kids and families. And then 1979, what made us love McDonald's was the Happy Meal was invented.
Oh man.
go. Oh my God.
That's the reason Gen
That
X is overweight is the Happy Meal.
It's so aptly named Happy
Yeah, it
Meal
was
because it
happy.
definitely made you happy.
Oh,
We never
like,
cared about
before
the
we
food.
had the phones, right? We had a
Mhm.
box of games and
Absolutely.
happiness
Yes.
all day.
Yeah. Oh, do they still have Happy Meals?
Oh yeah,
don't
they
know.
do.
I think so.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Hmm.
They're not as
Well,
good as they used to be.
Mm-mm.
But, you know, it used to be one of the largest toy distributors. McDonald's used to be one of the largest toy distributors in the world.
Because of
So-
that, huh?
Yeah, their Happy Meals used to be one of the largest. It made them the largest toy distributor. That's a hard word.
Distributor.
Giving-
I like
they're-
that. I'd
yeah,
rather say it that
distri-
way. That's cool.
Distributor giving out over 1 billion toys annually.
I mean, it makes sense because they've served over 1 billion, right? Isn't that what
Yeah.
they say on their signs? So yeah.
Exactly, and it's accurate. But anyway, they gave out 1 billion toys, which is more than any other toy distributor.
Distributor. Man, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Well,
1970s.
that's just a review of the 70s for the McDonald's franchisees. Noel, why don't you take us through the 1980s and beyond?
So in 1980s, in the 1980s there was like basically the culture domination and brand power. McDonald's really sort of came into its own. So the Happy Meal became like a nationwide thing. Of course, like Steve mentioned, that it was launched across the U.S. in 1980. So it was right at the end of the 70s. But in 1980, it really launched across the U.S. And it reinforced McDonald's family-friendly image that they were shooting for. So you have the clown, you have the Happy Meals, the toys. Like it's meant to be appealing to families. So that was big about their image back in the day. And then in 1983, they added the Chicken McNuggets, which is apparently Keith's favorite.
One of them. It's my plan B.
So have you ever watched the documentary where they talk about how the Chicken McNuggets are made?
I didn't, and I'm not gonna, so I can
It's
keep
disgusting.
enjoying them.
It's like a pink goo breaded.
Yeah.
See, I saw that once and I can't unsee it, and so I just can't enjoy McNuggets
That's why
anymore.
I don't watch those.
Yeah, you shouldn't. If you really enjoyed Chicken McNuggets, don't ever watch that video. Don't ever. I wish I'd. It's like one of those things you can't unsee. But anyway,
it's funny. We went out at country about a month and a half ago, and we tried a chicken nugget in other countries. It tastes completely different. It's like they have like all natural chicken, and it's so much more healthy. And it was so terrible. It didn't taste like the right.
Yeah.
I need the pink foam one.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
So I was thinking about how it was becoming kid friendly, and I just got this from the research department because I was curious, like the actual playgrounds for McDonald's, right? I was curious. So while you all were talking, I wanted to ask them. I said, when was the playgrounds introduced? And so this kind of goes back to the early 1970s. The play places is what it's called, but the actual first play place is widely believed to have been added around 1972. So the year I was born, ironically. But they became more common in the 80s and the 90s. So I'll let you keep going. But yeah, I thought that was where they created all of the McDonald land. If we all could probably remember going in those, like the Hamburglar like thing that we were like, how many kids can we stuff in this hamburger and one not suffocate and all those. So anyway, keep going.
Yep. So in 1980, the marketing slogans became like really like they started to like flex their muscles as far as like a marketing company. Like their marketing excellence really sort of like took like center stage. So if you think about it, like if I were to tell you guys, like think of a marketing, like McDonald's marketing campaign, like give me one.
I mean I think of the what is like the McDonald's. It's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. You know
exactly.
That it's Mac tonight. You know, like the Mac the Knife remake, right? So
yeah. Steve, can you think of one? Okay, Steve.
I was muted there.
Sorry. Yeah. You're muted on Zoom. Could you unmute your phone?
Yeah. Would you mind unmuting your phone, Steve?
This is Gen X host Steve McKelkey logging in.
Yeah. Oh, great. Steve. Great. Do you have pants on? I just see you from your torso up.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
Yeah. Would you go ahead and give us a phrase, like a marketing slogan from McDonald's that you can think of? Like it doesn't have to be like back in the 80s or 70s, but just like anytime.
Have it your way.
There you go.
That's good.
Have it your way. So like the McDonald's marketing group really like did that was big. Like that was key to that was key to their success, was that they came up with phrases you could think of and repeat, just like Steve and Keith just did. It would make you think of their brand. So like one of the first ones they came out with in the 1980s was "We do it all for you" ad campaign.
Nice.
You guys remember that?
I don't remember that one as much as the others.
Yeah, I don't remember that one so much either. I think that was probably. I mean, I was really young back then. You guys were like teenagers or 20.
Yeah, we were riding, smoking.
Yeah, like smoking by then.
You don't smoke. What do you do?
But if do y'all remember, like, "You deserve a break today"?
I do. Yeah,
it's a good time for the great taste
dinner at McDonald's.
McDonald's. Yeah. So that was the marketing thing that they pushed. And then they also became like Olympic sponsors back in the day too. So if you go back and look at like the Olympics from like the 1980s, and so you always see like the McDonald's logo. That was intentional. They were trying to tie themselves to like the things of the day.
Yeah. Global visibility, right?
Global visibility. That's right.
So kind of ironic that McDonald's is sponsoring the best athletes in the world.
It is. When you think about it,
yeah.
I don't think that like the dream team was probably eating a Big Mac and then playing a basketball game against like, Slovakia or something.
Yeah. No, but they have salad now.
It would be interesting though to see them in timeout and they're really eating like a Big Mac and then they come out and play.
Yes.
Have
y'all seen that? There's a picture. I can't remember who the football player is, but it's like halftime or between quarters, and the guy's got a Fanta drink and smoking a cigarette between the quarters, and that's like how he's taking his break. Have you seen that? No. I got to find that picture. It's great. It's great.
I want to remind you that Larry Bird and Michael Jordan had an epic battle for a Big Mac.
No kidding.
Competition.
No way, really?
Yeah, it was McDonald's campaign. And so, like, they were playing a game of horse, and it's be like over the rafters, through the window, nothing but net.
I
You
remember
ever
that.
remember those
I
commercials?
do remember that one. That was great.
Interesting.
I have to find that. And
You guys
share it
probably
with
don't. You guys probably don't remember this, but McDonald's was actually part of the video game craze back in 1980. So, like restaurants back in 1980 were all like moving to use arcade games to like attract people to the restaurants.
Mm.
So they started with video games back in 1980, but then they like kind of bucked the system and they were like, you know what? Everybody's doing video games. We're going to go to the play place model.
Yeah.
So actually like making like an interactive place for kids to play and actually use like their hands and feet and that kind of stuff to like play and everything. So that's,
And I'll tell you, it worked because that's what I remember. Like I remember like going to
100%.
Pizza Huts and playing video games or pizza places, but I remember McDonald's specifically for the playground. You know,
Yep,
that's good stuff.
absolutely.
You go out to that secondary area where all the kids were banned to for their birthday parties. You know, like it was the place between the interior and the playground. There was that little, like, I don't even know what you'd call it, but like a screened area that was probably toxic most of the time. And and then you went out to the other. So perfectly awesome. Yeah.
Do you guys know what year McDonald's hit the $1 billion mark in sales?
Ooh. So it was in the 80s?
Could it be?
I'm going to go with 83.
Ooh, look at you both saying 1983. It was 1980 on the mark.
Wow.
1980. So,
and then they got
in
to
today's
change their
dollars,
sign.
they had to go out there. It was really difficult though for the sign changer because he was always going out there with new numbers, and they were like, you know what, this is ridiculous. So he like put a zillion up there, and then he went home. Like, call me when you hit a zillion and one, and then I'll
change it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it like finally after a while. I looked up and it just would say billions and billions served. They were like, screw it, just throw billions and billions. We'll call it good.
The dude's like, nobody can count that high. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter.
The dumbest job in the world. I'm the McDonald's counter guy.
Who's ever going to come up with the number like Google? Oh,
I know. So dumb. Anyway, that was the 1980s. So, Keith, you going to take the 1990s?
So, 1990s. I mean, obviously, the 80s really is what kind of, in my opinion, that was probably the golden age of the golden arches. That's pretty good. I just came up with that. But it was interesting that in the 90s, they really started. Now, they had been expanding globally, but they really established Western capitalism in communist countries. So in 1990, they entered Russia, and in 1992, they entered China. And so that was some part of their aggressive global growth strategy in introducing Western capitalism somewhere else. But, this was also the time where they started creating the supersize of everything, right? And so obviously I think this is kind of where in the 90s, we started getting some pushback because health was becoming more and more prominent. And so there was some pushback from critics about unhealthy offerings from value menus and larger portions. So
it was also in the 90s, they figured out that it was unhealthy for them.
Yeah, I was like, suddenly like, wait a minute. Why is everybody
everybody's dying of heart attacks? I don't even know why. Everybody's eating
exactly.
Meals
and I mean, so like everybody was coming down. And I guess it was kind of the sign of the times we were getting into too, because even environmental and health scrutiny came in. I mean, you remember having a Big Mac or a quarter pounder out of the big old foam containers, right?
Yeah.
So so that was they got public pressure over packaging waste, animal welfare, and obviously obesity links, and so this kind of came into a little bit of a adaptation of their menu. They started doing some PR, and then they basically created some different menus. And so basically this was the time where they were really trying to do some damage control and reintroduce some different offerings because of their public outcry of obesity and things. So in the 90s, salads were introduced. They expanded salad options. They had some already, but they introduced side salads and entree salads with lower fat dressings. They also came out with grilled products like the grilled chicken sandwich that was basically introduced as a leaner alternative to the fried options, and had a grilled chicken breast instead of the traditional fried patty. One of the ones I really liked that came out was the fruit and yogurt parfait, and this was in the late 1990s. Did you all eat this ever there? It was really
No.
pretty
I
good. It
don't
was
think I did. No.
yeah, it was kind of a lower fat dessert, but it was also at breakfast, and it was made with fruit and yogurt and granola. And I actually enjoyed. I ate that several times. It was pretty good.
Did you ever have one of their salads in a cup that you like shake up or whatever?
No, is that what
Yeah.
is that what you had to do? Like that's how you
No,
toss the
I've
salad?
never eaten it.
Oh, okay, but you saw it.
I never ate it, but I did see it on the menu.
You just
And I saw the commercial where they
toss in your salad.
They had the salad that you put the dressing in, and then you like shake it like that.
That's interesting. So that way it could be like in a to-go cup in a way. And you
Yeah.
could take it with you.
Exactly.
Interesting. Huh.
Yep.
Now I never heard of this next thing. Have you all heard of a McLean Deluxe?
No.
Steve, have you heard of this one? McLean Deluxe?
The name, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember what it's about.
Well, so it was introduced in 1991, and it was basically a burger made with a patty that was 91% fat-free using seaweed extract. I don't even know what carrageenan as a fat substitute. It was marketed as a healthier burger, though it was eventually discontinued due to lack of popularity. You think? Because we're not going to
bad idea.
Yeah, not going there.
Yeah.
And then they also had low-fat milk and 100% fruit juice options, especially aimed at children's meals. So they were really trying to improve their image, and I have to give them credit for that, because they are. It's a franchise that's continually dogged for, I guess what people image themselves as kind of an unhealthy place to go eat. So you got to give them credit for at least trying to expand their menu to make it more, healthy options in people, because no matter what in our society, I'm sure we can all agree, especially today, life moves so fast. Like I can't tell you a week that has gone by that I haven't ordered something to go or gotten something quick. How about you all? Have you?
It's rare for me to not do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Same
I
here.
mean, for them to try to at least reach out and do something that was fast, that was aimed at healthier options, I got to give them kudos for. So, but that's kind of a wrap up of what happened there in the 1990s. And so, do you all have anything beyond that to share? Like 2000s, anything?
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting little tidbits and stuff that the research department just handed me. Hold on.
Awesome.
Thank you for sending that. Okay.
Oh, that's nice of them. Thanks, guys.
Understood. Got it. Did you guys know that McDonald's once tried the pizza and spaghetti?
What? I did not.
Steve, did you know this?
I did.
Really? Well, of course,
I knew
Steve
about the
knows everything.
spaghetti, not about the pizza piece, to be honest.
In the late 1980s and early 1990s, McDonald's tested items like the McPizza and the McSpaghetti. It sounds like a word. McSpaghetti.
Yeah,
Just say it. Try saying that, though.
McSpaghetti. It doesn't even come across right. Like try ordering that in a
McSpaghetti. It's McSpaghetti.
McSpaghetti. I like the McSpaghetti better.
Anyway, the McSpaghetti, but they were phased out due to slow prep time, so it took them too long to make those items. So they just tossed it. Like, we'll make burgers and fries.
Yeah, go back to Ray Kroc's idea.
Yeah.
In Lindvallen, Sweden, do you guys know what happened there that was unique and special about McDonald's in Sweden?
No,
not Kia. It's not Kia related.
They probably had like a Swedish meatball McDLT or something.
Swedish meatball. Swedish. Keith, you have a guess?
What happened in Sweden? Did they?
What's special about Lindvallen, Sweden, and McDonald's?
Maybe they had the Swedish bikini team sponsor them. That's all I got for Sweden.
Great guess.
Wow, I wish that was the right answer, but it's unfortunately not.
Oh,
there, McDonald's had the first ever, and I think maybe the world's only ski-through window.
No way, that's cool.
It is true. So their skiers could glide up and order a ski from the ski-through menu, get their food, and then eat and keep on skiing. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then also, the Big Mac Index is a thing that's used by economists. So today, the Big Mac Index, which is created by The Economist magazine, is an informal way of measuring the purchasing power parity between currencies. using the price of Big Mac in different countries. So
That's
you want to see like how the Japanese yen and the American dollar compares. They use how many Big Macs can you purchase in Japan versus US.
That's interesting. Never knew
It's
that.
amazing. It's amazing how this fast food restaurant from the 60s or 40s, I guess, has made itself into like all like everything, even to our
even
like,
economic
our financial
indicators.
system. Exactly.
That's wild.
It's wild.
Huh.
So I found this list of McDonald's items that's been discontinued, and it's a crazy list. So first of all, there's the Hula Burger.
What?
And the Hula Burger was a meatless burger introduced in the 60s by Ray Kroc. It was a substitute for American Catholics that would not eat meat on Fridays. The burger was a slice of grilled pineapple with cheese on a bun. Disgusting.
That's not a burger.
Interesting.
That's called
Then the
fruit.
Filet-O fish was later added for that purpose. I liked the McDLT. Do you remember that? It had the cool side and hot side. I thought that was pretty neat.
I remember that because they had it separate when they served it to you, right? I remember
exactly
that.
Right. Yeah, it was two compartments.
What did the D stand for?
Lettuce and tomato was in the compartment by itself. So McDonald's lettuce and tomato.
Oh,
yeah. Feel that one?
Nick LT. I'm sorry. Cancel that out.
That's awesome.
So, you ever heard of the McDonald's Mighty Kids meal?
I have.
Yes. It was the fat kids meal. Like it gave them more food.
Not exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It was designed. It was a Happy Meal that was designed for children who had outgrown the traditional Happy Meal but weren't yet ready to order traditional combo. So,
like the big fat kids. I remember that.
Customers were able to either choose a McDouble or a 6-count nugget as their entree, fries, or Go-Gurt, and with yogurt as a side and a drink. And the meal also had a toy.
Stepping stone to childhood obesity.
Right.
Yep. They had a Mighty Wings, McDonald's wings at one point. The Big and Tasty Burger. Had cheddar melt. They had cheesy bacon fries. I don't remember that at all.
Don't either.
Of course, the McRib, which I'm not sure.
Do you eat that every year? Doesn't it come out like every year or something like that?
Yeah.
I think they tease it for sure.
I've had it once, and it was an instant regret on how messy it is.
Yeah. So the salad in the cup you were talking about, Noel, was called McSalad Shakers.
There you go, salad shakers.
There you go.
I mean, I wonder what would happen if you went to McDonald's today and ordered some of these things. You know, like can I get some bacon cheese fries? I'd be like,
that'd be crazy.
We don't do that. Hey, it's 1995. Yes, you do.
The oddest thing on the list that McDonald's sold at one point was meatloaf.
No way.
God. Yeah.
Wow.
Was it Mick Meatloaf?
Meatloaf.
It says meatloaf. There's no Mick on it. So.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Jeez. Man. So yeah, and it's funny to hear, like, I guess you all remember Pulp Fiction where they're talking about, because there's no quarter pounders in the US and in Britain, they call it the Royale, right?
Yeah, Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. So
well, they got a Big Mac. They got it. La Big Mac.
And I'm looking at other menus. So here's a New Zealand. It's got the crispy chicken almighty. That's what this is called. And it's got New Zealand chicken breast, rasher bacon, tasty cheese, fresh lettuce, barbecue sauce, and creamy mayo. So whatever rasher bacon is, I don't know. But anyway, so it's so funny to hear the different ones from around the world.
That's interesting.
So one more to share. It was called the McAfrica sandwich, and I'm not joking. It contained beef, cheese, and tomato wrapped in pita bread.
No kidding.
And it was based upon an authentic African recipe.
Interesting.
Interesting. Rasher bacon is typically fried.
Okay,
so,
makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah. Very good. Ironically, the McDonald's in New Zealand, the menu I'm looking at, has a Mighty Texan Barbecue, Almighty Texan Barbecue burger. Actually, it's good. 100% New Zealand, 100% New Zealand Angus grass-fed beef patties, double the cheese, rasher bacon, caramelized onions, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce top and bottom.
Mm.
I wouldn't mind that here. That looks pretty good.
I'm sounding pretty hungry right now.
That's not
Oh
bad.
my gosh.
Gosh,
I
that's
got
like
that.
cardiac
I mean-
arrest.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'd eat
Gotta-
one of those.
No
You got us
kidding.
nailed down. They know us.
Right? Oh, you think that's bad? Look at this one. They
What do we
have
got? What do we got?
the double Big Mac.
Oh my god!
How do you
Those
even fit that in your
those are
mouth?
4 patties.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crispy
You
iceberg.
remember the,
four 100% New Zealand beef patties. Add delicious crispy iceberg lettuce, melting cheese, onions, tasty pickles, all framed between a toasted sesame seed bun. And for the grand finale, a generous helping of our famous Big Mac special sauce.
You know what? I'll say it. I kind of like the Big Mac sauce.
Do you?
Yeah, you're
I
wrong.
do.
Isn't it like Thousand Island? Is that?
I
Basically
love
Thousand Island.
But I love Thousand Island dressing.
Oh, there you
I mean,
go.
I like it. I mean, I like it.
Makes sense then if you like it.
And if you go to Trader Joe's and you buy like their burger sauce, it's basically Thousand Island.
Is it
You
really?
guys ever had that? Yes,
have not.
It's really good. Highly recommend it.
Our town is slated to get at Trader Joe's in 3022.
No,
In the year 3022.
I just heard the year. Sorry. And I'm back. Like, you had me for a second.
I know. Sorry about that. But that was a good rundown, a little McDonald's memory lane there. So
Yeah.
definitave.
Good stuff.
Great
Did y'all have
idea,
birthday
Keith.
party there? Did y'all ever have a birthday
Yeah.
party there?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. I think everybody did. I
Turned
think
like-
that was a staple.
I think I turned like 9, maybe 11, and 13 there. Can't remember.
Yes.
We always used to
We
ride
had
our
a-
bikes to McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Good stuff. Well, so we will conclude this McDonald's history, and we will kind of curve back to the 1985 kind of memory lane that we're going through in the next couple of episodes. So everybody, hope you enjoyed this one. Tell us in their comments on our Facebook page or comment on our YouTube channel. What were something that you had a great memory of about the mighty McDonald's? And we'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Noel, do you have something to say? Oh, it said you did. That was fun.
Yeah,
That was
that's
fantastic.
weird.
I didn't know we could do that. Yes. Yeah, that's
No, we
cool. How
can.
about that?
I'm just
Oh, look.
testing out that feature to see.
That's fun.
Yeah. How about that?
He's
Steve
raising
has
his
something
hand like
to
we're
say.
just Zoom. That was
I've
awesome.
never touched that before. But look
It's
at-
like you got to try things. You know, it's kind of fun. They should have
Now
that one
you
on
know.
Zoom. Yes.
they really should.
Oh man.
They
All right.
The more you know star goes again.
There it goes, all over the place. Which was probably around the 1980s, if we're being honest. The
I
more you
agree.
know star. Yeah.
Sure.
So.
I agree.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care, buddy.
Thanks everybody.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the Gen X Journey podcast belong solely to the hosts and guests and do not necessarily represent the views or opinions of any entity they are associated with. The information provided is for entertainment and informational purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of qualified professionals for any specific issues they may face. The creators and contributors of this podcast make no representations as to the accuracy, completeness, or validity of any information, and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its use.